Well, guys, welcome back to the Stalking Shadows Podcast. It's been a while, and we've got some awesome news to share on this one. Well, guys, you see, I'm back. It's been a while, and I thought I'd just take the time to jump onto the podcast and share more about Zwai's story. Let's call this a part two. A lot has happened in the last few weeks. As you can see, I've been away. Those who follow on Instagram, Facebook, and stuff like that. But let's dive into what's up with Zwei. What are the next moves? For those who watched the first one, they found out a bit about his story on how he's lost his leg and a few guys who have jumped in to help him. And it's super exciting for me to share this part of the story. We have Steve from X22 Adventures who kindly donated a prosthetic leg for Zwei, which awesomely has arrived in South Africa. And I only got in contact with Steve through reaching out to Sean Kogut from Salt Lake Worldwide or Salt Lake Outdoors. It's been unbelievable how people have banded together in the hunting industry to get Zwei back onto his feet. With this being posted on social media, a lot more people have jumped onto the Back a Buddy campaign, and that has really helped us tremendously. All the donations that we get in are going towards Zwai's rehabilitation, getting the prosthetic fitted, and it takes a lot of money. As you guys know, the South African medical industry is absolutely useless, or I should say state medical industry is absolutely useless. So we are going through this privately. So every little bit counts and goes a long way. So $10 or $20 or 10 Rand, 50 Rand. If you can't afford to donate to Zwai's cause, share it far and wide, guys. I think that is the best part about the hunting community. We've shared this over social media. I've shared it from my platform. Sean shared it. Steve shared it. Dylan Love from PH Journals has shared it. And it's been amazing how far this story has gone from strangers bumping into my neighbor in Port Elizabeth at a local restaurant, The Spur, and he was wearing one of the African Brother Safaris hat, walking up to him, asking him if he was part of this, and saying to him, go thank your neighbor for what he's done. And that was a hunter that was out hunting with another outfitting company. Absolutely random, absolutely out the blue. And it's amazing how far this story has got. From most recently now to where I took my little one to a play school to meet the teachers there, and the owner of the school's sons were at school with me at Kingswood years and years ago. They're living all over the world, and they are seeing what we're doing for Zwei. And she said, oh, my sons have told me what you've been up to. It's awesome. It's just amazing how people are reaching out, sharing his story, and it's getting out there. So for those who followed the Instagram page, you would have seen that I surprised Zwei with his prosthetic. We had Steve on the phone. They managed to chat to each other. The connection was really bad with our Wi-Fi, but my wife filmed an unbelievable moment where he got to say thank you to Steve, but the emotions didn't end there. I think the reality only kicked in after the conversation had ended and the man broke down in tears. You can hear my voice gets a little weak when it gets this, and I get emotional even thinking about it, because what we've achieved in such a short space of time has been miraculous. And I can't thank anyone enough. We're still a long way away from getting Zwei across that finish line and to getting him active and back on his feet The man is unbelievable. We just finished an excellent safaris with my buddy Dylan, and the clients who got to meet him there were absolutely shocked at how much he does on crutches. The man's on his third set of crutches in a month, guys, and those things aren't cheap. We donated him a pair. He got another donated pair, and he is so active and able on crutches that he wears them out. They don't last. And this is the reason why getting him back on his own 2 feet, doing what he loves, and getting him his life back is so important to me. And when he chatted to Steve on the phone, he just kept saying thank you. And it's sad to see how our medical industry can fail somebody so much. And it's been 10 years, and straight after that we got in contact with the doctor, the doctor was arranged via Dylan and his lovely partner Henri, who got me into contact with Etienne. It was a matter of phone calls, and Etienne was on board to come and see Zwei. He even helped us by, we didn't even have to go to his doctor's offices. He was en route past. I took Zwei to go meet him. Zwei checked out his leg, or as they call it, the stump, and just to make sure that we've got everything we need to get this ball rolling, to get the man back on 2 feet. And his only concern about this, the whole thing, was that it's been such a long time since Zwei lost his legs. Almost 10 years he's been without his leg. So he checked him out. He was super happy with that. Zwei's got no pain on his leg. He's got full motion on his leg. Super excited to get Zwei set up with his prosthetic, because it's a company that he deals with in his practice, so he knows the parts, the everything that goes with it. And he was really impressed with what Steve donated. As he said, it's a bulldozer of legs for the industry. The man can work on it. He's not going to worry about breaking it. It's a durable leg. So that is super exciting to hear, and know that once we get him up and set up with it, the man can get back to living and not be scared or limited in doing so. And I'm no doctor, guys, and I definitely don't understand most of the stuff that the guys explain to us what he's going to do for Zwei, but I'll try and explain it in my layman's terms and just every general day conversation from what I understood from the thing. So Zwei is quite a high amputee, so quite a bit of his leg was taken off. So because Zwei has been without a prosthetic, or again the medical field, the state medical side failed him in preparing his leg for a prosthetic, we have to help Zwei by bandaging his leg up. Etienne seeing us next week with the correct bandages and stuff to show us how to wrap his stump, to get his stump to kind of shrink to its natural form. Because right now, if you think of it, those muscles haven't been used or worked, so they're very loose. And Etienne said if he fitted Zwei with a prosthetic, in a week's time we'd be taking him back to refit again, because his leg would shrink, because obviously he's going to become more active, that limb's going to be moving. So what we have to create now is pressure around the stump to get it to shrink. So we have to wrap it for the next week, reassess. We're going to wrap it again for another week, and that by week 2 he should be able to take measurements to make the top part of the leg to Zwei. So you'll be able to do a cast to make the top part fit, because the fitment is the most important part about getting Zwei back on his feet. And then from there are 2 kinds of attachments, from my understanding, is A lot of guys have a silicone sleeve that go over the stump, and that's what suctions the leg to the body. But because Zwai's amputation is really, really high and he is active, we don't want the limb falling off. He actually said he's going to do a kind of a ratchet system. I don't even know exactly how it works. I'm assuming that it fits inside the top of the leg and then it clicks in. He said the only way to release the leg is by pressing a button which releases the ratchet system that the leg can come off, because Zwei is so active. We don't want him halfway through. And as Etienne teased him, he says, you don't want to be trying to get away from the line and the line pulls the leg off. And I said to him, well, maybe it should be like that. So when the line grabs him on the damn prosthetic, it does pull it off so he can get away. But that was all in good humor, guys. Was one hell of a guy. He's got a hell of a sense of humor. And he just laughed his butt off there. But the reality, again, of this whole visit with Etienne only hit, excuse me, on our way home, where, you know, he was just looking at the leg sitting next to him, and the spark in his eye to the realization that this is actually happening. And I couldn't think of a better person to be doing this for, because he is such a go-getter. He is a true tracker and outdoorsman. And like I say, what I've seen him do on crutches is absolutely mind-blowing. He moves quicker in the bush than some guys with two legs. He doesn't sit back and say, I can't do this, or I won't do it because I'm disabled. He'll ask you, okay, when do you want it done by? Or, all right, I'm gonna get out there and go and do it. For example, yesterday, I've got some of my guys clearing roads and stuff, and Zwai's living with us on the property. And I said to the guys, okay, you guys can go chop those roads. And I looked at Zwei and I said, well, what would you like to do today? What can you help with? He says, no, I'm going to go chop roads with the rest of them. And I was like, you do know they're going down this big valley? And he says, yeah, I'll make my way down there, don't worry. And in the evening, I went to go fetch the man, and he was coming up on his crutches. And it's a hill that most of us with two legs would be blowing like steam trains to get out the top. And here he came cruising up on his crutches. The man is unbelievably strong and unbelievably fit. And I think that is what's kept him sane. Because losing a limb and becoming disabled would mess with your mind, and especially if you're an active person the way he's been. And that hasn't stopped him. He is still active, hell of a sense of humor, joking with the guys, telling the guys that they got tired and he didn't get tired, and that's the only reason why they're coming back from work. He's just an unbelievable person to have around. And especially when I hunt with him, he's laughing and joking. The clients are laughing and joking. He's just one hell of a good guy. And I'm rambling on about how good he is, and what it's going to mean to him to get his life back. So that's just a bit about how far we are with Zwei, getting him back on his feet and getting him across the finish line. One thing I did notice, and I want to reach out to everyone, please don't not donate. If you can't donate, please share the post, because I did notice in the Backer Buddy account, as soon as we mentioned that we had received a leg and the leg had arrived, sorry, I didn't mention this, it came out with Mike Austin from Treason. He flew it out with us. He managed to get Delta Airlines involved. They didn't charge anyone to fly it out as a parcel. So that was really, really awesome. But sadly, the funds that we've got in the account isn't going to get us to get Zwei across the finish line, because there are things that need to be specifically made to him, which all cost money. We got the limb with the right foot. Zwei is a left foot amputee. The doctors are going to try and organize a left foot for us. Steve is super helpful, and he's organizing a lot of things through his doctor. But the funds are still needed, guys. We are still a long way off from getting him absolutely mobile. So if you're wanting to get involved, please head on to my social media pages. You'll find the link in the description. I'll drop the link in the description on this specific video and in on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, because I will be sharing this as a podcast as well. Please, guys, get involved. Let's help this tracker get his life back and back in the bush. So if you're enjoying these, guys, please hit the like and subscribe button, share it far and wide, and let's get Zwei back on his feet. So till later, guys. Cheers.